আমি এই ভিডিওতে 2017 সালের বোর্ড কোশ্চেন রোমান্টিক পোয়েট্রি এর পার্ট বি অর্থাৎ শর্ট কোশ্চেনের সমাধান নিয়ে আলোচনা করব। তো যারা ইংরেজি সাহিত্যে দ্বিতীয় বর্ষের স্টুডেন্ট তাদের জন্য ভিডিওটা উপকারী, এবং যারা 2021 সালের মানে দ্বিতীয় বর্ষের পরীক্ষার্থী 2021 সালে যারা পরীক্ষা দিবে তাদের জন্য এটা উপকারী। তো এখানে 2017 সালের পার্ট বি এর শর্ট কোশ্চেন নিয়ে আলোচনা করা হয়েছে। তো চলুন শুরু করি। তো what kind of person is the nurse in the Songs of Innocence? আচ্ছা, Songs of Innocence মানে উইলিয়াম ব্লেকের Songs of Innocence এই কবিতায় নার্সটা মানে কি রকম, কেমন ধরনের? তো the nurse in Songs of Innocence is kind-hearted and benevolent. When she hears the merry voices and carefree laughter of the children on the green fields on the hills, her heart is at rest and she is happy. As a nurse, her duty is to look after the children and to take care of them. So when the sun is set and the dew begins to arise, she advises them to stop playing and to go home till next morning. But the children are not willing to stop their playing. They tell her that they want to enjoy their playing a little longer, a little more. Okay, they request her to let them play for some time more. The nurse cannot refuse the request of the children and she yields to the request of the children. Okay. The juvenile sports of the children bring tranquility to her heart. The nurse in the section of innocence is very careful. It is her duty to take the children home and protect them from the enclosing darkness. But she gladly allows the children to play more until they are tired, satisfied, and till the sun sets. Thus, she provides a background of love and security for the children. The next question is, what loss does the poet refer to in Tintern? Okay, in Tintern, the poet shows an unpleasant time through his lamentation of the loss of youth. The loss that Wordsworth refers to is therefore the loss of his youthful innocence, especially as it is reflected in his boyhood adventures. The poet loved nature for her own sake. In his boyhood, he felt animal coarser pleasure in the presence of nature. In his early youth, he loved only the sensuous beauty of nature. At this stage, the visible forms and the various colors only satisfied his senses. The sounding waterfalls haunted him like a passion and possessed his mind with an intensity of a deep longing. The tall rocks, the mountains, and the woods developed in him a strong sensuous passion, but with the gaining in maturity and experience, the passion and appetite, the aching joy, and dizzy raptures of the thoughtless youth have disappeared. আচ্ছা, পরের কোশ্চেনটা দেখি। What romantic elements do you find in Kubla Khan? Kubla Khan is a romantic poem. Love for the past has made the poem romantic. It is a concentration of romantic features. The romantic elements of the poem are as follows. Supernaturalism is a romantic quality, and Kubla Khan is a triumph of supernaturalism. It is a supernatural poem based on an opium-induced dream. The women wailing wailing for her demon lover, and the ancestral voices prophesying war are obviously supernatural occurrences. Sensuous phrases and pictures are so generously used in the poem that contribute a great deal to its romantic spirit. The picture of the divinely inspired poet in the closing lines of the poem is typically romantic. Above all, the dreamlike atmosphere of the poem is purely romantic. Okay, the next question is, what is poetic license? Poetic license is the freedom to change the facts, the normal rules of language, etc., in a piece of writing in order to create a particular effect. It is the liberty which is given to the poets to depart from normal word order, rhyme diction, or pronunciation to achieve a desired effect. The poet is given the right to use certain forms and structures, such as using archaic words, distorting pronunciation, using contractions like en, er, মানে even, ever এর short form এগুলা, creating new words, using inversions, exceptions, as sweet are the uses of adversity. এটা হচ্ছে inversion. আচ্ছা, the next question, what appeal does Shelley make to the Skylark and why? তো এটার অ্যান্সার 2015 সালের কোশ্চেনে দেওয়া আছে। এটা 2015 সালে আসছে, এটা রিপিট হয়েছে আবারও। তো এটার সমাধান আপনারা অন্য ভিডিওতে পাবেন, না আগের ভিডিওতে পাবেন আর কি। আচ্ছা, briefly state the theme of Don Juan, Canto 1. Love is a dominant theme in Don Juan. The hypocrisy of parents and husbands towards love and marriage is a remarkable theme of the poem. Byron attacks hypocrisy mercilessly. He discovers it in all female characters of the poem. According to Byron, first love is light and thoughtless and unreal in both its animal and its sentimental aspect. To highlight the superiority of first and passionate love, Byron has given a long description of various sweet things to focus on the emotion of love. Byron tries to make it quite clear that Donna Inez did not separate Juan and Julia when they were falling in love because Juan's mother Inez had an affair with Julia's husband Don Alfonso. She was jealous of Julia and wanted to destroy her conjugal life using Juan as a tool. She succeeded in separating Julia from Don Alfonso by divorce and getting her locked up in a convent. The jealous hypocrisy of Inez is clearly sketched. Okay. The next question is, how are the lamb, the child, and Christ connected? In the poem, the lamb, the child, the lamb, and God, or Christ are brought to unite to form a single divine entity. The poem tends to compare the child with the lamb and the lamb with Christ or God, as these objects possess the divine virtues such as purity, meekness, and mildness. In the poem, the poet visualizes the divine qualities of the child and the lamb and unifies them with Jesus Christ. It is innocence which connects these three figures. Christ is called a lamb because of his meekness and mildness. He was also a child when he first appeared on this earth as the Son of God. The harmlessness of the lamb and the purity of the heart of a child are the manifestation or sign of Christ's innocence. Thus, the gentleness, meekness, and mildness are the qualities of both the child, the lamb, and Christ, which link them together. Okay, the next question. রাইট এ শর্ট নোট অন প্যান্থিজম অর ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থস ফিলোসফি অফ নেচার। তো প্যান্থিজমটা হচ্ছে ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থস ফিলোসফি অফ নেচার আসলে। আচ্ছা, প্যান্থিজম ইজ দ্য বিলিভ দ্যাট গড ইজ প্রেজেন্ট ইন অল অবজেক্ট অফ নেচার। প্যান্থিজম হচ্ছে একটা বিশ্বাস যেটা যার মাধ্যমে কি করা হয়, বিশ্বাস করা হয় যে প্যান্থিজমটা আসলে এটা আল্লাহ সব জায়গাতেই, মানে সব জায়গাতে আছে, মানে গড ইজ প্রেজেন্স এভরিওয়্যার ইন দ্য নেচার। এই এই বিশ্বাসটাই হচ্ছে প্যান্থিজম। Wordsworth's nature philosophy has some similarities with pantheistic philosophy. Wordsworth, in his poems, dealt with his personal experiences in nature, and it shows his spiritual attitude to nature. His attitude to nature is different from other poets of nature because he found a spirit in the body of nature. Yes, no. Okay. The nature. In Tintern Abbey, Wordsworth gives expression to his belief that God pervades in all objects of nature and in the heart of man. In Immortality Odd, he says that God shines through all objects of nature. His love for nature is intimate and spiritual. He is called a pantheist because he discovers the presence of God in nature. He believes nature is as living as human beings. This idea is pantheistic indeed. এটা প্রকৃতপক্ষে এটা হচ্ছে pantheistic idea. আচ্ছা, ভিডিওটি অনেক বড় হয়ে গেছে। আচ্ছা, পরের ভিডিওতে 2019 সালের কোশ্চেন নিয়ে আলোচনা করব।